current standard format is Pokemon set Team Up, all the way up to Pokemon set Battle Styles, and then when Chilling Reign comes out in June, that set will be added into the standard format and the extended format as well. But then every fall after the World Championships, the standard format switches. So to keep the standard format fresh, because that's what most major tournaments will use, is the standard format. So to keep the standard format fresh, the Pokemon Company rotates out anywhere from 4 to 5 sets a year. So the current format right now, which is Team Up to Battle Styles, come the fall is going to become Sword and Shield to Chilling Reign. So that's going to cut Team Up, Unbroken Bonds, Unified Minds, Cosmic Eclipse, Hidden Fates. No, not Hidden Fates. Ignore me. What is the set? I can't remember, but it's also going to take out a bunch of promo cards too. So this deck is going to be illegal in the standard format come the fall. So that's why I'm kind of showing it to you guys right now. So you guys have bought packs. You guys have pulled Team Up cards. This is arguably one of the best decks in the format. This deck has been one of the best decks in the format since the Team Up format, since the Team Up set came out years ago. This deck has constantly been top tier, and it is Pikachu&Zekrom Tag Team. Now, Pikachu&Zekrom Tag Team is so consistent, and it's only gotten more consistent as we've gotten more electric type Pokemon coming in. Now, the deck is going to take a huge hit. Electric in general takes a huge hit because we lose this card. And Urshifu's in the format. Urshifu kind of wrecks this deck horribly because you don't really need to invest a lot to take it out because it's got a fighting weakness. But we're using spicy text to get around that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through the Pokemon line. I'm going to tell you why we're using what we're using. So we're using 2 Pikachu&Zekrom Tag Team GX. This is the heart of the deck. We only run 2 because we have cards to recycle it. So Full Blitz for 3 lightning energies. Full Blitz does 150 damage. And then you can search your deck for 3 lightning energies and attach them to one of your Pokemon and then shuffle your deck. This card gets you advantage. This card gets you crazy advantage. And then it's GX attack. You can only use one of them per game. Tag Bolt GX for 3 lightning energies plus. You'll do 200. If this Pokemon has at least 3 extra lightning energy attached to it, in addition to the attack's cost, it does 170 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. So for 6 energies, which isn't hard to do with this deck, you can get 370 damage, 200 on the active Pokemon, and 170 on one of your opponent's bench. Really a good card. We are running, and well, of course, we're running our draw support. So right now, Pokemon draw support is this. We're running 2 Crobat V. You guys have heard me talk about Crobat V before. Dark Assist. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your turn, you may draw cards until you have 6 cards in your hand. Yes, Crobat V is a really, really good card. So is Pikachu&Zekrom. This card lets you be consistent. Consistency is key in Pokemon, and this card definitely helps you achieve that. And for a couple more months, we also have Dedenne GX. So Dedenne and Crobat, they're the card draw cards. They're the card draw Pokemon. They net you advantage. So Dedenne GX says you can discard, and right, it's so adorable. Dedenne GX says discard your hand, draw 6 new cards when you play it on your bench. Super good card. You're not attacking with it. It's literally just here to draw you cards. Now, this is our Urshifu tech. So in Pokemon, when you get, like in the VGC, when you get hit by an attack that you're weak to, it does double damage. So if a fighting Pokemon attacks, exactly. When a fighting Pokemon attacks, you will take double damage on your Pikachu and Zekrom. So Urshifu is quite capable of knocking this deck out really easily. So to counteract that, we are running 2 Mew and Mewtwo Tag Team GXs. Now, Mew and Mewtwo is a really unique card because we're running it because of its ability. Its ability says this Pokemon can use the attack of any Pokemon GX on your bench or your discard pile. So if you have a Pikachu Zekrom in your discard pile and you have 3 lightning energy on Mew and Mewtwo, Mew and Mewtwo can use full blitz and keep your stuff going. So you use this to take out Urshifus, because this is going to one-shot Urshifu, hands down. We're not running Psychic Energy in this deck, so we're not going to make use of Miraculous Duo GX. If you want to, you can run a couple of Aurora energies in here. We just don't have the deck room for it right now. So, and then we're running like our tech, and then we're running some tech cards. We're running 2 Galarian Zigzagoons. We're running this Galarian Zigzagoon for its ability. And its ability says, when you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your turn, you may put 1 damage counter on one of your opponent's Pokemon. So this will let you hit better numbers on your Mew and Mewtwo to take out those Urshifus. So you can play it, put a damage counter, and then we have a card that'll put it back to our hand, so we can play it again and put another damage counter. This is honestly, if you have room for this card, you're running this card in almost every deck. And then we're running our tech cards. We're running a Raichu and a Alolan Raichu Tag Team GX. Yes, I have used this ability, the Zigzagoon, to its full advantage online, for sure. We're running 1 Alolan Raichu and Raichu Tag Team GX. It's just another GX card that we can use with Mewtwo. For 2 lightning energy and a colorless, Tandem Shock will do 80 damage. If this Pokemon was on the bench and became your active Pokemon this turn, its attack does 80 more damage. So if we promote this or the Mew and Mewtwo that uses it to the active spot this turn, we're going to do 160 damage. On an Urshifu, that is going to knock it out when you add in the weakness as well. We're running 1 Tapu Coco Prism Star. Tapu Coco is in here for its ability. It's a Prism Star, so you can only use 1 of it. So you can't only so if I have this, I can't run another Prism Star. This is the only Prism Star I can run. So, sorry, this is the only Prism Star of this name I can run. So, Dance of the Ancients. Once during your turn before you attack, if this Pokemon is on your bench, you may choose 2 of your bench Pokemon and attach a lightning energy from your discard pile to each of them. So this will help us power up stuff on the bench. It's not going to power up Mew or Mewtwo, but we have cards that'll help us get around that. We're running 1 Eldegoss V. Yes, it's really good. You guys have seen me use Eldegoss V before. When you play it on your bench, you can search your discard pile for a supporter and add it back to your hand. All we're using it for. It does run off 2 colorless energy, so if we have to, we can recycle it by attaching energy to it, attacking with it, and putting it back into our deck or hand. Putting it back into our deck. Well, it's very rare that we're going to use that. And for some reason, I'm only running 1 of these. I don't know why I'm not running more. Like the big Pikachu decks are always going to be running 2 of these, 2 or 3 of these. Electric decks in general will always run 2 or 3 of these. Boltund V. And we're running, you want to run more of these normally. I only have the 1, I guess. Electrify. For 1 lightning energy, Electrify lets you search your deck for up to 2 lightning energies, attach them to one of your Pokemon, attach them to your bench Pokemon in any way you like, and then shuffle your deck. So you open with this and say Pikachu&Zekrom. You attach an energy here, you use Boltund's attack, you attach 2 energies to Pikachu&Zekrom, or Mewtwo, attach energy on your next turn, start attacking. Really good card. I really should be running more of them. So that's all the Pokemon line. I know it seems weird that we're only running the 2 Pikachu and Zekroms. You could run 3, but if you're playing competitive and there is an abundance of Urshifu in your area, I would definitely go with the 2 Pikachu Zekrom and the 2 Mewtwo, because you're gonna want to hit that Urshifu for super effective damage so you can take it out and keep going on with your game. So now we're getting into supporters. Most supporters in decks are the same. Unless you're running themed, you're very rarely going to find a vast amount of supporter difference in the TCG. Almost every deck will run the same thing for supporters. Unless you're teching crazy stuff, you're almost always going to run the same 3 supporters. And those supporters are Professor's Research. We're running 4 of them. Professor's Research lets you discard your hand and draw 7 new cards. There are certain decks that this card works better in than others. This card, it's just a good card. It's just a good generic card. Being able to play the bulk of your hand and then play this to draw 7 new cards is too good. So many times you'll see people play their hand and this will be the last card in their hand. So then they'll play it, draw 7 new cards, and they'll get more advantage and keep more of their stuff going. We got 1, 2, 3 Boss's Orders. You guys have seen me use this card before. You know what it does. You know how game changing it can be. Switch your opponent's bench Pokemon with their active Pokemon. This card is too good. As long as this card stays legal, you're gonna see 3 of them in every deck. 2 or 3 of them in every deck. It's just too good to not run. And the last supporter we play is 1, 2, 3 Marnie. This is arguably, I will say this right here, right now. If anybody's in the chat who plays the Pokemon trading card game, who has played it for a while, you are more than welcome to disagree with me. Marnie is the best hand disruption draw card we have gotten ever. That includes N and that includes Judge. And this is why. N lets you shuffle your hand into your deck, both you and your opponent, and draw cards equal to the number of your prizes. Yes, that could be very disruptful late game for your opponent, but it can also be very disruptful for you if it's your only draw card and you've taken any number of prizes. Judge is just a generic, both of you shuffle your hand in your deck, draw 4 cards. You could make a argument for Cynthia or Shauna, but they're one-sided. Only you get to shuffle your hand into your deck and draw new cards. What makes Marnie so much better is the level of disruption it does on your opponent. Both players shuffle their hands and put them on the bottom of their deck. So right then and there, your opponent, if they have good cards in their hand, they're not shuffling them back in and getting that ability to potentially draw them again. They're shuffling them, putting them on the bottom of their deck. And then you draw 5 cards always, and they draw 4 cards always. So if your opponent has a hand of like 8 cards, you play this. They're shuffling like this. They're shuffling that hand of 8, putting them on the bottom of their deck, and they're drawing 4 new cards from the top of their deck. The amount of disruption that Marnie provides is insane. And if you're not running themed supporters like Welder or Leon, if you're playing Charizard Vivid Voltage, you are running Marnie because she is that good. Right here, tell your friends, Arrows has said Marnie is the best disruption support card we have ever gotten. The hand disruption support card. best hand disruption support card this game has ever given us. And we're rounding out our one-of trainers with Malo and Lana Tag Team. This is a really good supporter because it lets you get your active Pokemon out of the active spot if it's damaged. And if it's damaged, you can discard 2 other cards to heal 120 damage. So I have a Boltund active and it's damaged. I want to get my Mew and Mewtwo out, but I don't have the energy to discard from the Boltund. We play Malo Lana, we get it out of the active spot, and if we have the cards to discard, we can discard 2 cards, heal 120 damage. Ideally, this card is going to be rotated out in the fall. You could run Bird Keeper in its spot. That's another really good card. You switch your active Pokemon with one of your benched, and if you did, you draw 3 cards. That would be a good replacement for this card going forward. In any deck where you're running this card, Bird Keeper would be a really good replacement. So that's our supporter line. Now we're going to get into the trainers. And again, like supporters, trainers for most decks, there's very little variance. Unless you're playing a themed deck like Fire, where you're going to be running Fire Crystals, Water, where you're going to be running Capricious Buckets, Dark, where you're going to be running... I don't know what you'd be running in Dark, personally. Mad Party, you'd be running stuff that specifically fetches Mad Party Pokemon. Your trainer lineup is pretty much going to be the same also. So we're running 1, 2, 3, 4 Quick Ball. Quick Ball is generic support for basic Pokemon. You discard a card from your hand, search your deck for a basic Pokemon, put it into your hand. Really good card. Shuffle your deck afterwards. This fetches everything in this deck. So for a card discard, you can get everything in this deck. Really good card. 1, 2, 3 Cherish Ball. This is specifically in here to search for your Pokemon GXs. This will fetch the Dedennes, the Pikachu&Zekroms, and the Mewtwo and Mew tag teams. So, really good card. Really nice picture. I love Cherish Ball. It's a really good card. 1, 2, 3 Scoop Up Net. This card is literally only in here for Galarian Zigzagoon. It's all it's in here for. Play the Zigzagoon, do the damage counter, play the Scoop Up Net, put the Zigzagoon back into your hand, play it again, play a Scoop Up Net, do it again. It's all it's in here for. It does not return any other card in our deck except for the Zigzagoons. That's it. That's it. That's all it's here for. We're running 2 switches. This will get stuff out of the active spot, and it works really well with the Alolan Raichu tag team, or the Mew and Mewtwo if we're going to use the Alolan Raichu and Raichu tag team. The attack. 2 Pokemon communications. Trade a Pokemon in your hand for a Pokemon in your deck. Really straightforward, really simplistic, really good card. Guarantees in collaboration with your ball cards, you can get the Pokemon you want no matter what. 2 Old Rod. This is a really good card. You guys have seen me play it before. You can either do one or both. Shuffle 2 Pokemon, 2 energies, or both, 2 of each, back into your deck. 2 Energy Switch. Energy Switch is a tech card in here because Tapu Coco won't attach to the Mew and Mewtwo. And if we want to attack with the Mew and Mewtwo, we need to get the energy on it. So we use Tapu Coco, put the lightning energy on our benched electric Pokemon, use Energy Switch to switch that energy to the Mew and Mewtwo tag team. 2 Air Balloon. When you attach this to an opponent, to one of your Pokemon, it reduces its retreat cost by 2. I'm pretty sure with that attached, everything in here will have free retreat. 2, 1, 2, 2. Yes, everything will retreat for free except for the Pikachu&Zekrom, but that'll still retreat for 1. Definitely makes a difference for energy management. We're running tech cards, 1 Tool Scrapper, and 1 Reset Stamp. Tool Scrapper lets you pop your opponent's tools, but you can also pop your own tools, and that could be handy depending on what you need to do. Not so much here. We're more so in this deck. We're more so using it to pop our opponent's tools. So, and then reset stamp is a one-sided N. Your opponent shuffles their hand into their deck and draws cards equal to the number of their prizes. And we're also running two stadium cards. Stadium cards stay in play until your opponent plays another one. But this one is special. We're running 2 Chaotic Swell. This is the anti-meta stadium card. It doesn't matter what your opponent's playing. If you put this on the field, unless they're running a card that will specifically get rid of a stadium card, the first stadium card they play to get rid of this also gets rid of that stadium card. So if we're playing against Urshifu and they play their first Shrine of Waters, we play this, get rid of the shrine. Unless they're playing a card that gets rid of a stadium card, the next shrine they play, when this goes away, that's going to destroy their shrine as well. Really good card. Run them in 2s because they could make or break a game for you. So that's all the trainers we're running. You notice there's a lot more trainers than Pokemon. Trainers really make this game play. Trainers are definitely what are going to win you games. You're either going to disrupt your opponent with Marnie. You're going to pull out easy to knock out Pokemon with Boss's Orders. And then you have your items to let you search for stuff. So that's going to leave us with the energies. Now, we're playing a very generic energy line. Almost every Pikachu&Zekrom deck that you're going to see played is going to run this energy line. So we're running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 lightning energy. And then we're running 1, 2, 3 speed lightning energy. Speed lightning energy is an amazing card. When you attach it to an electric Pokemon, you draw 2 cards. This is arguably, with the exception of hiding energy, this is probably the best special energy in the format right now. There are other energies that are really good, like weakness guard energy takes away your weakness. The strike energies are really good, the single strike and the rapid strike, but they're very specific, whereas this is more like theme specific. Really good card. Really good card. If you're running electric of any type, you're running 3 to 4 of these because it's that good. So yeah, that is our Pikachu&Zekrom deck. It's what we're playing right now. I am going to be building a real life Inteleon VMAX deck as well. And obviously, once we get more stuff for the Urshifu deck, we're 110% building Urshifu because I love that deck. That deck is hella fun, hella good, and I'm super, super excited to play it. Unbelievably excited to play it. It's going to be a good time. So we're going to pop